There are so many reasons I go back to Sonic Adventure 2. I call it my favorite game of all time. And there are plenty of reasons why. Sonic's the coolest he ever was. The stakes are higher than ever. And not only the journey, but the characters feel like they really care about their experiences and goals. But these aren't the main reason I return to Sonic Adventure 2. Despite its flaws, the frustrating camera clipping, the bottomless pits, I returned to the game to recapture the feeling of the era I first finished it in. See, Sonic Adventure 2 for me, of course, was just another Sonic game, but that's how all of them start. SA2 brought more than just replayability and fun levels to the table. For me, it brought connections that I still hold on to today. Back then, my family was a lot more connected and together, but when I boot up that same silver GameCube that I booted up so many times before, it brings me right back to the memories, the simplicity, and to my family. I can easily put myself back on my elbows under the bed, where my brother and sister, we would all gather around to play the PS2 and the GameCube together. The carpet that would feel so soft at first, but then would feel like concrete after hours of gaming. All of this comes flooding back to me when I play Sonic Adventure 2, and this is why I play it almost every year. My brother, who was once the closest person in my life, he was the person I aspired to be like. I always wanted to play what he played, hang out with who he hung out with, and he was the one to introduce me to the Blue Blur himself. If memory serves me right, the first time I remember even finding out about Sonic was with my brother. I remember walking into his room and I saw his feet hanging over the side of the bed that my father had made him out of some wood, the glow of whites and blues filling the room from the TV, the GameCube controller cord hanging slightly over my head, stretched from the console to the bed. And as I walked in, my eyes became glued to the TV and I saw it, Sonic Adventure. Of course, this was the game of the week we rented from Blockbuster, and somehow my brother managed to already finish all 6 stories and was on his way to save the world from perfect chaos. Anyone who knows this section knows that the music swells, the city is plunged into water, and Sonic and his friends band together with the Chaos Emeralds and hope Sonic can go super and stop the madness, stop chaos. But that moment, that's where he introduced me to Sonic, and with the roller coaster of an ending, of course I wanted to follow Sonic to the next adventure. It was somewhat like following my brother to his next adventure. I had done it before with whatever adventure we imagined playing outside, or whatever airsoft war we had with the neighbors down the street, and sure enough, the next adventure would come with Sonic Adventure 2. Like I said, I visit the game every year. I beat it almost every year and began to strive for the A ranks all over again. And it started right here with my brother. We were in elementary school, and in those moments we couldn't have known that life would change so much for us and our family. So it's a happy memory for me to revisit regularly. By the time SA2 came out, we were in a new home, and new memories would be made there, and Sonic's adventures would continue. Sonic's world would fall into danger again, but this time, there was 2 players. One of the largest reasons SA2 Battle is my favorite game of all time was because of the countless hours poured into the game playing multiplayer with my sister and my brother. During this time of my life, we would spend a lot of our days over at our grandma's house as our parents went to work. And of course, we would take the GameCube with us, and of course my favorite, SA2. We'd battle over and over, race to the finish, or just goof off and create our own little stories within the level. It was really magical. One of the most defined memories I had playing was with my sister and grind race on Pyramid Cave. One of us would try to get lost inside of the pyramid, while the other would swear not to screen cheat. After the one who went ahead said that they were ready, the other would try to find them. Basically, it was like hide and seek. But I think what made this level work for us so well was the abundance of locations that you could jump to, and right after jumping off the grind rail, to statues, to door frames around the rails, you could stop nearly anywhere. But just because you could stop doesn't mean that the other person could too. Launching to her location, often missing because of the tricky location she picked, that was all the fun I needed. Continuously jumping to our death as the other would sit there and watch, or use chaos control to stop the other midair and then attack them before they could quote-unquote rescue the other. These were some of the happiest memories we had. Just the hours that would go into this little experience, often just this one stage, was perfect. Another reason I came back again to Sonic Adventure 2 was because of my brother. For a time, we would switch which console is in whose room, and sure enough, the GameCube would make its way to his room. There, I would plop on his bed, play right beside him, as he would be on his computer playing some version of Halo I had no idea about. But while I was there, we would just sit and talk as I sped through Sonic Adventure 2's story for the upteenth time. We would share laughs at my deaths, or at his, talk about school or friends, just anything. While we were apart, we were still together, and for me, Sonic was there. And with Sonic Adventure 2, it was almost like the last hurrah. There weren't too many games that my sister, brother, and I all shared. We all had some shared experiences with Sonic Adventure 2, and we were able to enjoy each other's company without needing to always be playing together. The final distinct moment with SA2 that's forever etched in my brain was one of the times that the GameCube was in my brother's room. I went in on a mission to beat SA2 from beginning to end, one playthrough. I had nothing but time, but I had never done it before, so I went in his room sometime in the afternoon, and I didn't end up leaving for maybe 5 or 6 hours. And I love Sonic Adventure 2. I love the speed stages, enjoy the mech levels, and even the emerald hunting isn't that bad. But this moment of starting the game and jumping out of the plane with Sonic, I instantly started singing. Set me free, trust me and we will escape from the Z-Team. Z-Team? Now I know what everybody just thought. Who is the Z-Team? Those aren't the lyrics. But at the time, I didn't look up the lyrics. Internet wasn't really the thing. You didn't just always get the answer back then. I sang what I thought of the song, but that's what my brother told me. It's not Z-Team, it's Escape from the City, like the name of the stage. To say I was shocked and embarrassed was an understatement. And since then, I can never listen to the song without thinking of that moment. As my play session was ending, I made it to the end of the game, unlocked the last story, fought as Super Sonic and Super Shadow, and in the final cutscene, as Sonic and Shadow save the Ark and the Earth, with the stillness in the air as Shadow drops from space, saying, "This was the promise I made to you." The silence in that moment was deafening. I had seen this play out before. I knew it was at the end. I knew we lost Shadow, but this time it was different. I sat there in silence as Sonic regretfully greeted the gang on the Ark, alone. But I wasn't alone this time. For some reason, it all felt so much more impactful. Most of the time my brother was there watching, explaining different ways to do things to make the bosses easier. And now Shadow was gone. The journey I started with him just in the room became one we finished together. I'll admit it, I cried. Losing Shadow felt so heavy this time, like I lost somebody who I was really close with. And in that moment, my brother mocked me, telling me it was just a game, although I knew he meant nothing more than just a quick jab. But the memories across Sonic Adventure 2 are more than just a game. It of course helps that Sonic is my favorite gaming franchise, but if it wasn't for my brother introducing me to the Blue Blur himself, I may have never become a Sonic fan. I never would have had all those weekend memories playing 2-player mode with my sister at my grandma's. And I would have never learned the real lyrics to City Escape. Back then, everything was simple. School, fun, and of course, each other. And every year when I boot up that same silver GameCube we've had since way back then, those memories flood back to me, like my own little time capsule I can reopen whenever I want. Since then, I've created new Sonic Adventure 2 memories with my daughter. Watching her play made me think of my father at the times he'd watch us play, or hitting the ever iconic Sonic and Shadow pose over the moon with her. It's amazing how something so simple can shape memories for me even now. And here's to hoping more to come by starting the game once again another year in the future. Thanks for watching. Till next time.